What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Murphy Lawn Care channel, all you beautiful people on YouTube. So I'm just going to be honest. I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong. And in this situation, I was definitely wrong. I even waited a little bit to make sure that I was wrong. And I'm 200% that I was wrong. For the longest time, I was telling people on Facebook forums or whatever, Facebook pages, whatever. Well, you can tell I've been on the internet for a while. But that the SRM 225 from Echo was the only trimmer you needed. There was no need to buy anything like a 2620, anything above that, because it would just be a waste of money because the SRM 225 was more than enough trimmer. Now, before we get started, it is a commercial trimmer. I know a lot of people will sit here and say it's a homeowner-only trimmer. Of course, it's not everything you need. This is a entry-level commercial trimmer, and the reason what makes it a commercial trimmer is the fact that Echo offers the commercial warranty on it. I actually asked the dealer about it. I've been hearing some people say it's commercial, some people say it's homeowner. It is an entry-level commercial trimmer, and it is a high-end residential trimmer. This does come with a 2-year commercial warranty, and I think it's the 5-year homeowner warranty, which is insane. It's just a straight shaft trimmer with a gearbox on it. And before the Echo SRM 225, I was using two Hyper Toughs from Walmart. They were $108 a piece. I believe that one right here, the 225, costed me $279. So both Hyper Toughs out the door, I was looking at like $230 after taxes, somewhere in there. So at that time, I was a brand new business, and it just made sense. I'm getting two trimmers for the price of one. But them things vibrated the snot out of my hands to the point at the end of the day they hurt. And they really just boiled down to, at the end of the season, like, although they held up really good, you could just tell they wasn't commercial grade and they wasn't going to be comfortable for long-term use, multiple years in business. One of them still running today. One of them I gave to my mother. She still uses it. It's a fantastic trimmer. But I always said, the SRM 225 is something I've never felt I need more power. It's always been able to do what I needed to do. And now looking back, a lot of those times when I really needed that power, I was running at full throttle to get it to do what I needed it to do. Like, I was having to push it. So I have another SRM 225 in the building back here. The carburetor messed up on it. I was going to fix it, but I went ahead the next day to the dealer and just went ahead and got one. We were in kind of a time crunch. And we knew we needed two string trimmers on the truck anyway. So I picked up this SRM 225, and then I was going to fix the other one, which I still have not done. While in there, I asked some questions about the 2620. Still feeling like I knew enough to say this was not worth the purchase, but I decided to purchase it anyway. And holy crap, was I wrong. This trimmer right here is absolutely freaking amazing. What requires full throttle on the SRM 225, you only require quarter throttle on this. Has the high torque head on it, and it's just an absolute monster. Okay, like, this is the X series, so it is like the better of the. It's not just the basic 2620; it's the 2620T. It is covering all bases of the 2620. And as you can see by the way they're covered in grass, which one I choose more. Now, this one is a little bit heavier than the SRM 225, but it's worth it because you're not going to be holding it as long. As fast as I can move, this sucker right here can knock down vegetation. Does a phenomenal job. I really wish I'd have got one of those sooner. Now, as far as how long it's going to hold up and last, I can't really say. Haven't had it maybe 2 months. Both of these were purchased at the same time. You can tell they're kind of dirty. They're already getting somewhere on them. They work pretty much 5 to 6 days a week. But I'm honestly to the point of thinking about putting another 2620 in here. Now, these racks are temporary. For anybody's wondering, we're going to do racks running that way. I feel like I can get more stuff in here. So I'm actually thinking about purchasing another 2620, and possibly, this backpack's not mine. I have the Husqvarna 580 BTS, but the throttle cable broke on it. And be honest with you, it's the 2015 backpack blower. It still works really good, but it is old, so I'm kind of contemplating getting a 9010. Once you start getting the 580 BTS and stuff like that, the 9010 weight's really not going to be that much different. So I'm not really worried about weight. I know a lot of people are worried, like, is it really heavy? Now, I think the weight of that compared to a 9010 would be different, because the weight of that compared to the Husqvarna is actually quite a bit different. Not like a huge difference, but it is noticeable. Kind of like between these two until you really start using them. Now, when you go back to the SRM 225, it's feather light and doesn't have nowhere near enough power. It's just completely underpowered. And that's where I started realizing, like, holy crap, I was wrong. Now, I will say the SRM 225 is a whole lot better on gas than the 2620. But the more you learn to use the 2620, you learn that you don't hardly need to give it any throttle at all. And it actually does really good on gas as well. And I use Echo Black Diamond on all my trimmers. I'm thinking about changing that up for some neon colored line for the fact that I can't always see what I'm doing. Yeah, and I kind of would rather be able to see what I'm doing, especially considering I do a lot of edging with these. But if you're thinking about buying trimmers, I would highly recommend this combo. It works out really good for real light duty stuff. I still pull out the SRM 225, and once you use this thing enough, this thing feels like a featherweight. It does a great job on light stuff, okay? Fantastic job on light stuff. When we start getting into the nitty-gritty or I need to move quick, you better believe I'm pulling out the 2620. And, I mean, it is absolutely my new favorite trimmer. So I'll admit I was wrong. 2620 is absolutely king. Now, I think there's a 3620. Now, I will say after using the 2620, I can pretty much say I don't really necessarily know if you're working like manicured lawns, you know, the same properties over and over, you really don't need much more than that, okay? If you want it, I get it. If you're working, you know, and maybe you have a property you do every month, or, I mean, I don't really mess with stuff like that. I'm not trying to do it. Maybe you're working on properties that get a lot of growth, real heavy growth. Yeah, in those situations, maybe a 3620 would be good. I think that's what it is, a 3620. But realistically, I haven't found many things a 2620 won't knock down with ease, and I've been super happy with it. I think I paid $429 for that. Don't hold me to that. That price could be completely wrong. And what do we got in the mail here today? We got a bill. I hate bills, man. It's a power bill, but you gotta keep the lights on. But I do want to admit I was wrong. No, I'm not going to try a Stihl. No, I'm not going to try a Red Max. I'm an Echo guy. I've had great success with Echo, and my dealer's not even 3 minutes from my house. So absolutely wouldn't get anything else more or less just because of dealer support. Anyways, guys, this has been the video. Hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure you smash subscribe. Catch you guys on the next one. Just want to let you know I was wrong.